Hello, and welcome to this video lecture. In this video, we will be discussing basic concepts of the IV approach. The IV approach is to set up equations and solve questions while minimizing step errors and decimal errors. The IV approach applies the 100 multiplication method to solve percent questions and the least common multiple LCM method to solve fraction questions. Moreover, it simplifies solving processes while setting up equations. The IV approach focuses on the most frequently appearing PS question types and considers the EET, each, together, as the basic concept. This is very easy to understand, so it will not be difficult for you to master. Percent and least common multiple method. The IV approach conjoins 100 with an initial of the related word in the question with percentages like 20% and 30% to prevent the process of solving the question from becoming fractions or decimals, and multiples, fractions, like 1 over 2, 1 over 3, and 1 over 5 by their least common multiple, LCM, 30 in this case, to make them integers. By doing so, students are less likely to deal with decimals and fractions. This would simplify the question and increase the likelihood of answering the question correctly. That's right. There are many fraction and percentage questions in the exam. That's why I developed this method. For example, John finished 30% of the total work, and Tom finished 40% of the remaining work. This is a part of a percentage question. The initial letter of work is W, and the IV approach conjoins 100 with W. So we get 100 times W as the total amount of work. Since John finished 30% of the total work, we get 100 times W times 30% equals 30 times W. The remaining work is then 100 times W minus 30 times W equals 70 times W. Since Tom finished 40% of the remaining work, we get 70 times W times 40% equals 28 times W. 28 times W is the amount of work done by Tom. Anne finished 1 over 2 of the total work, and Betty finished 1 over 3 of the remaining work. This is a part of a fraction question. The initial letter of work is W, and the IV approach conjoins 6, the least common multiple of the denominators, 2 and 3, with W, so we get 6 times W as the total amount of work. Since Anne finished 1 over 2 of the total work, we get 6 times W times 1 over 2 equals 3 times W. The remaining work is then 6 times W minus 3 times W equals 3 times W. Since Betty finished 1 over 3 of the remaining work, we get 3 times W times 1 over 3 equals W. W is the amount of work done by Betty. Percentages and fractions never seemed so easy, did they? Axioms. As seen in the next example, the IV approach uses axioms to simplify the solving processes. For example, if we have a question asking 2 is what percent of 5, we can convert is to equal, percent to 1 over 100, and what to something. If we apply these conversions, we get a simple equation. 2 equals something times 1 over 100 times 5 equals something times 1 over 20. That is, something equals 2 times 20 equals 40. This conversion of the question simplifies the question and makes it easier to solve. These 3 axioms you will learn are very important and will make writing the exam much easier. EET, each, together. The IV approach focuses on the most frequently appearing PS question types and considers applying the EET, each, together, as the basic concept to tackle with them. For example, at a school, 30% of male teachers are over 50 years old, and 40% of female teachers are over 50, while 34% of both male and female teachers are over 50. The initial letter of male teachers is M, and the initial letter of female teachers is F. Since this is a percentage question, we need to conjoin 100 to these initials. We get 100 times M for all male teachers and 100 times F for all female teachers. And 100 times whole of M plus F represents the total number of both male and female teachers. So we get the equation 100 times M times 30% plus 100 times F times 40% equals 100 times whole of M plus F times 34%. This equation is set up based on the EET concept. That is, male teachers are separated as each and female teachers are separated as each, while both male and female teachers are put together as together. The EET is the basic concept to solve many PS problems. The saltwater questions are the focus of the EET concept. It is easier to understand if you remember the saltwater questions. 2x2 question types. The 2x2 question type also frequently appears on the GMAT and is a basic concept of the Ivy approach. The 2x2 question type can be further categorized as complementary 2x2 and separated 2x2. The previous question is an example of complementary 2x2, which can be explained by the table below. Male teachers who are at least 50 years old are 100 times M times 30%. Female teachers who are at least 50 years old are 100 times F times 40%. 2x2 questions frequently appear in the exam as both PS and DS questions. You can learn more details about 2x2 question types in regular lessons. The terms of the Ivy approach. Local ratio is about conditional probability. The most frequently appearing PS question types on the GMAT are complementary 2x2 and separated 2x2. Percentage and fraction questions can be more accurately solved by conjoining 100 or a least common multiple with an initial of the related word. The EET, each together concept of axiom 1 to axiom 3 all exist to help the student achieve a high score. PS questions cover the following 15 different topics: integer, statistics, inequality, absolute value, probability, equation, sequence, function, geometry, work rate, speed rate, ratio, proportion, set, and exponent. More frequently appearing key questions cover the following 5 topics: integer, statistics, inequality, absolute value, and probability. Integers can be categorized into revealed integers and hidden integers. There are 4 difficulty levels: easy, medium, hard, and very hard. The types of questions are arithmetic, algebra, geometry, and word problem. These are terms of the Ivy approach. These terms will often appear in the next lectures, so make sure to memorize them. Let's study hard to completely master the PS questions. For your information, a PS question usually appears as the first question of the exam, but sometimes the first question is a DS question.